On today's episode of MotoCheez. X gon' give it to you.
The following movie is rated I.
Yeah, I know a lot of you been asking. So let's get on it. The Hawk X. Let's do a little road test. I got a portable power supply for the winner of my last video. And key tag going out. Thanks for supporting the cheese. Let's see if I need choke. They enriched the idle circuit a little more on this. Whoa. Jeez. I'm just reaching down to see if I had the fuel on. Still lean. But it starts, so. Not too bad for stock jetting right out of the box. My front brakes are a little bit spongy. Sometimes that has to do with a little bit of oil on the rotors, possibly. You know, shipping, or the pads just not wore in. Definitely stops you fine, and this has to go down a little. Way smoother, buttery smooth compared to the non-counterbalanced CG engine. Gear selector's working. On Hawk again. Couldn't wait to get back on the Hawk again. Yeah, you can barely feel a little vibration in the handlebars throughout the RPM. I like that they put the 17 tooth front sprocket on too. Better roadability. Yeah, very, very little vibration compared to what it used to be. Might not vibrate the bolts off now, boys. The copper pipe sticking out of the ground there. I think I could probably get it by hand, do a little bit more. About like that. Congratulations to Nick winning that portable power supply. That your Jeep?
Which one?
There's a Jeep in the back. Yeah.
Oh, that's the one without top. That's JC's.
Oh.
Yes.
Good day for it if it don't rain.
I know. I finally got to drive it today. No. I have a mama's car.
I've had many Jeeps. I still have a Jeep.
No, Jeeps are great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Me too.
Big Jeep over anything. Thank you.
Thanks. Have a good day. I love hockey. Well, where are we going to go now, boys? How about cruise a few back roads? Still a little bit low. Definitely a lot smoother, which gives a much more pleasant ride. I'm going to turn it up a little more, aren't I? Then it won't fatigue you on a long ride. Now I'm not sure, but I had a couple comments on the counterbalance saying that it robs a little bit of horsepower. Somebody said around 1 horsepower. I'm curious if that's the fact. I believe it is, but I looked it up and there's conflicting information online. Because I know vibrations rob horsepower to start with. That's why balancing an engine will get you more horsepower. And I know you have to drive a metal counterweight to counterbalance, so that'll take a little horsepower away. But when it counteracts the vibrations, it must make it more efficient to make more horsepower. So maybe in total it ends up being maybe a horsepower difference. Or does it cancel it out? I mean, it probably doesn't cancel it out totally. Pretty much every engine that you buy nowadays has a counterbalance in it. Single cylinder engine, that is. And a lot of two-stroke, two-cylinder engines. I guess most of them. Rogue Road. Haven't been down a hatch pond in a while. Bet you it's full. Had a pretty good amount of rain again. Road ends. I'm gonna have to get out here and do some fishing soon. Running pretty good. Idle might be a hair high. Don't forget, we're breaking her in, boys. I don't know about you, but I think that drain's a little high for this road. And it's been here a while. Future planning. Government knows best. That mail truck's moving. Suspension isn't bad. I mean, I'm 235 pounds. Haven't bottomed it out yet. Haven't hit any big bumps yet either. Ooh, I don't know what that was. Still has pretty good torque. Check the accuracy of the speedometer, but I can guarantee it's about 6 miles an hour off. 4 to 6. Yeah, the suspension's about the same as the old Hawk, I guess. It's not a motocross bike, it's an enduro. And a dual sport, typically you can do, you know, heavy off-road, almost motocross style jumps and terrain. These are not. These are like the old enduros where, yeah, you can take them off-road, but don't expect to go over any jumps and stuff because you'll probably break it. Suspension just doesn't have the travel or the shock, dampening, all that. Also, if you're going to buy one of these to do commuting, don't expect to go on the highway, because I'll do a max speed, but typically the max speed is about 62 miles an hour, and that's flat out. You can do modifications and everything, get it up to about 70, but then again, that's flat out. So this is better suited for secondary roads. I wouldn't advise highway use. Bulls Bridge is so much nicer to go during a week. Everybody gets cray-cray in here. X is gonna give it to you. See if this road's still closed down.
This day is episode of MotoCheez.
See if this road's still closed down. 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 See if this road's still No, they opened it. So yeah, I usually leave the shipping oil in this for about 100 miles, then I'll change it out. I already have 14 on it. What a noob. Left my blinker on. Man, this used to be such a nice spot. Then people ruined it. Yeah, see, the Hawk is meant for these dirt roads, trails. Don't motocross it. So y'all know that I've been having troubles with my mic on my older GoPro. I don't know if it's the mic block or not. This one has issues once in a while. Very rarely. So I had a lot of people give me some comments on suggestions of what to try. I spent like a couple hours researching all the ones that are out there, and the only thing that came close was what was it, the Insta360 One Plus, I think it was. And then even after looking into that, I think the GoPro is still the best out there, because I do like this super view where I catch more as I'm riding, because I like catching my instrument panel and where I'm riding. And none of them have that wide super view, only GoPro. And the Insta360, the microphone's not as good. In certain situations, the video's not as good. I don't use the super high resolution, but it also lacks that. So I bought a GoPro 10, and it has a different mount where the little microphone block is built into the mount. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that they actually solved the microphone issue. But we will see, won't we? Well, it's a nice day today. It's supposed to be getting a heat wave up here. I enjoy riding with the guys, but when you're riding with other people, if you're going at a pretty fast pace, you don't get to slow down and take a look around. And that's what I enjoy most about riding motorcycles and e-bikes and all that. Just like Ferris Bueller said,
life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
poopy plant. Stinking pretty good today. Poopy processing plant. Is that where purified water comes from? Geez, every time I come through here, someone's on break. It doesn't vibrate, my mirror's loose. But I did tighten them. It is. Yeah, a lot less vibrations. This is the way all of them should come. We'll try a top speed up here on that long straightaway. A little downhill. It's where I do all my 0 to 60s on the bike. There's really no good flat area. There's no houses or a lot of traffic. So those numbers might be skewed slightly because it is slightly downhill. .58. Yeah, it's nice and smooth cruising at this speed. And these tires are smoother than, you know, full-blown knobbies. Naturally. Yeah, my numbers are skewed, but I'm fat too, so it'll make up for 30 pounds. Ready? 62. Might have squeaked a little more out. Maybe another 2-3 miles an hour. Hope we can see the speedometer. I'm gonna have to shave this seat. That's another thing. I'm 5'10", so if you're like 6 feet, you're gonna feel a little scrunched because the seat has a little, spot that sits you in it. You can't really move yourself back to get in more of a comfortable position because there's a hump there. It's easy to fix. See what I mean about biking on these roads? Dangerous. Bicycling. Get that Harley, get him. Get him. Oh, you're turning. Oh, my clutches. Something happened to my clutch. Must have took up slack or something. Oh, I could see what happened. I checked every bolt, but it looks like the one off the clutch still vibrated itself loose. We'll get up on this road and fix it. Must have been them supersonic speeds. Oh, it's gonna be hot. Yeah, it's gonna be hot. I do have tools with me, but I think if I just tighten that nut up enough to get home, I'll be good, because it's way too hot in that area right now. The nut come off? Oh yeah, it's way back here. See? Went over everything except that. That should get me home. Yeah. Owning a bike, always some kind of adventure. Another thing I haven't mentioned in a while is, yeah, these China bikes aren't built as good as the Japanese bikes. They're about like the 80s Japanese. Wow, look at all them yellow finches. They're about like the 80s Japanese bikes. So getting a bike and having to put it together, and going over the nuts and all that stuff, it's actually a very good learning experience. I've had people on my first hawk video that bought hawks, and that was a long time ago, and then years later thanking me. They've gone on to be mechanics, motorcycle mechanics, auto mechanics, and I help everybody as good as I can. And I specifically remember that guy. He told me he wasn't mechanical at all, and I messaged back and forth with him while he's putting the bike together, and he modified it and everything. Said he didn't have a father to teach him anything while he was growing up, but he learned. That was his first motorcycle, and he put that together and did it all by himself, and he learned a lot. Went to mechanic school. He's a certified motorcycle mechanic. Now how awesome is that? So say what you want about these China bikes. Not like I like to support China, but there's really no other options for this type of bike in America. There is no option. Even when you're buying Hondas, many parts, most of the parts are made in China. So it's a great learning experience. If you've never had a bike and you don't know how to work on a bike, might want to give it a shot. And these motors have proven themselves reliable. Yeah, there's been a few bad ones, just like anything else, but there's CG 250s on Hawks and Magicians and everything. 15-20,000 miles, no problem. The motor I put on a Condor, that thing had, geez, between 7 and 8,000 miles. That thing doesn't drip oil, burn oil, nothing. You take care of them. I do an oil change every 1,000 miles. You take care of them, they'll treat you right and last. Finding that neutral's pretty tough, especially when the clutch is new. Look at that, had that clutch adjusted perfect. Did good, X. X is gonna give it to you. Let's fix that clutch cable when it cools off.
X gon' give it to you.
Hey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Hit that bell if you want new notifications on new videos. Links for products used are in the description and on MotoCheez.com. Thanks for watching.